Salz is Yiddish for salt. So that's his name, Salz, like Salzman. Famous Shliach in Toronto, Salzman. Had the same name as the weather, the guy who did the weather on the television when I was a kid, Percy Salzman. The parrot Salzman. Anyway, this kid's name is Salz. He went through Chabad. He had his bar mitzvah in the Chabad house. He was a C-teen, and he made the team, Texas A&M College. He's a second year. He's the star football player. Shomer Shabbos. He chose the number 39 for his shirt to remind him of the 39 malachos. He doesn't play on Shabbos. It's Kiddush Hashem. So it says he gets up early in the morning, he davens, and then he goes to train with the team, and then he goes to his classes. Very involved. First, Shomer Shabbos football player in the college league. Good kid, looks like a good kid. Okay, so that's the idea of netzach. Netzach means I'm going to get it done. And hoid, netzach and hoid, they go together. We bring Gevurah down to the lower level. Practical application is eliminating anything that's not necessary. If you have a story, a poem, a novel, whatever it is, you have so many ideas you want to put into it, and you realize that too many ideas, nobody's going to get anything. You have to cut away anything that's unnecessary, even a word. Revising, that's the power of hoid. Hoid makes a thing shine. Hoid makes it glorious. Okay? And now, just like Tiferes, the third of the Midas, corresponds to Tuesday, corresponds in terms of the fathers of the Jewish people to Yaakov, corresponds to Torah. Torah harmonizes everything. So similarly, this quality of Yesod is the basis, the bottom of the body. And this is the idea of connection. Yesod, the bottom of the whole structure is connection. If you're not connecting with anybody, you're not connecting with anything, so then what is it? You don't accomplish anything. You didn't make anything. You always have to remember who is your audience. That's what marketing is all about. Who is your audience? Are you connecting with them? Are you giving them what they're looking for? Are you convincing them that they should be looking for you? But there has to be a connection. That is Yesod. That is the idea of Yaakov. And in terms of the families, of our Jewish family, it goes on. If Tiferes goes on Yaakov, Yesod goes on his son Yosef. Joseph, Yesod ha'olam. Yesod is the tzaddik, is Yesod ha'olam. The foundation of everything in the world is the tzaddik. And then Malchus is the king. Malchus is the king. Okay, so these are the 7 mitzvahs, 7 midos. And now he's going to spell it out. On page 69. What is Chachma? Chachma is the number 1 at the top. Intellect. Chachma. We say in English is wisdom, but the Hebrew tells us more about it. It tells us that the word Chachma is made up of koach, which means the potential, or the power. Ma. Ma means what? In Hebrew, what? What is it? What it is, what is it? It goes on the essence. Ma is the power that reveals the essence of a thing. In any language, you have words that ask questions.
What is the essence?
A question word tells you about something. It's really a statement. What's a question? A question is a statement that says, I don't know. The statement, I don't know, introduces a question. I don't know what this is. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you're at. I don't know what you want. That's a positive statement of where I'm at. Okay, so Ma is, on the one hand, it's a question about unknowing. That means it's something we don't know what the essence of a thing is. So before the thing is created, what is it? It's a potential. Koyach is the potential of a thing to be what it is or what it will be. As yet, it doesn't exist. It's only the potential to exist. Ma also is the name of God. It refers to a godly power, which is the number 45. If we take the Yud K, Vav K, because Mem is 40 and Hey is 5, equals 45. If I take the name of God, Yud K, Vav K, so I add up the Yud and the Hey is 15. You with me?
Yeah.
And the Vav is 6, 21, and the Hey is again 26.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Shem Yud K Vav K is 26. What happens now, instead of writing Yud, I write Yud Vav Daled. So that's also a Yud. So that's here 16 and 4 is 20. Now the Yud becomes a 20, not a 10. And the Hey, instead of being 5, could be spelled Hey, Hey. So that becomes also 10. Or it could be Hey Aleph, which is 6. And then the Vav is 6, but Vav could be spelled Vav, Vav. 12. And then the Hey again could be 5, could be 10. And when we put them together in the different permutations and combinations, one of the combinations we come up with is 45. And another combination we come up with is 52. And the third one is 63. And these represent different levels of powers in godliness. Okay, so the potential of Ma, usually we say that Ma is the force. When you take an apple or yogurt and you make a bracha or a clementine and you make a bracha on it, that's the Ma of godliness, is elevating the spark of godliness, which is represented by Ban. So Ma and Ban represent the male and female elements of husband and wife, father and mother, Ma and Ban. The union of Yitzchak and Rivka is the union of Ma and Ban, like Rebbe speaks about it in Parshas Chayesara. Ma and Ban. So Kaya Ma, the potential of a thing to be what it is, this is Chachma. But what is it? you can't hold on to it. So therefore, it's symbolized by a flash of lightning. You see it, it's tremendously powerful, and it's gone. An English poet wrote, it's like inspiration. You get such an inspiration, and you try and see what it is, but it's fading. It's like a fading coal. You know what a coal is? Gachelet. It's a piece of coal that burns. It doesn't even look like it's hot, but inside is fire. So this lightning is called, in Hebrew, is barak, and that's the symbol of Chachma. But Chachma then needs a framework. So the framework for Chachma is Bina. Bina is understanding. See, here's a person, he's standing, understanding. Bina means understanding, since women have extra Bina. And the word for Bina is built on the word ban, binyan. Binyan means a building, and a ban means a child. And this is the power to develop an idea. So Bina comes and grabs hold of whatever this is, which is not the thing itself, it's just the shine. There's a shine from this. Remember yesterday with the window, you see the light in the next room, but you can't see the light because it's frosted, the window's frosted over. You see the shine of the light, right? It's a step removed, 2 rooms away, you see the shine of the light. You can see that there's a light on in the next room over, but you can't see what's in it unless you look. In fact, it's not on. But you can see that there's light in the room. It's not dark. There's light in the room from the outside. So it's the shine of the light. So Bina is the developmental power to analyze, to compare it to other things and get to understand what it is. To break it down into its parts. That's part of analysis. All these are facets of understanding. To departmentalize it, that's the power of Bina. So what happens when people, have a family? So the male side starts the whole process going, and the female side develops it for 9 months in the womb. So women are built that way to be able to hold the child, so the child can grow. And that's an interesting thing reflected in the word Bina itself. The women are given extra Bina, extra understanding. Okay, then this has to come down into Das. And we said in the last few days of several times, Das means knowledge. Knowledge means connection. If I know a thing, I connect to it. If I don't connect to it, I don't know it. Let's take a look at one of these permutations and combinations. I'm not a makubal that I know these things by heart. I didn't sit down to memorize them. Deeper people than myself, they know them all. Here we go. If we have Yud and they have Hey with an Aleph, let's say we have it like this. We have Yud, we did that already, right? Yud becomes 20, and then we have Hey with an Aleph. We're going to spell Hey like this. Hey, Aleph is 6. Here, like that. Okay, we've got 20, 26. Hey, Aleph. Vav, oh. Now, Vav can be Vav, Vav. Vav can also be written Vav, Aleph, Vav. Like that, Vav. So that's 13, right? So we're up to 26 and 13 is what? 39, right? And then Hey is going to be Hey Aleph, right? Hey Aleph again. We're going to bring Hey Aleph down here again. Is 6, is 45. There you have Shema. We take the name of God and spell it out like this: Yud Vav Dalet, Hey Aleph, Vav Aleph Vav, Hey Aleph. Then it's 45. It's not 26, it's 45. This is the active power with which we do our service of God. This is the power of saying a bracha, of elevating the sparks of godliness that are in the thing that we're blessing. That's koyach ma. The thing itself, the yogurt, the banana, what is the life that's in it? That's shemban. That would be 52. The name 52 corresponds also to the word behema, which means an animal. If we do, we'll add these letters up: a base, hey, mem, hey, be, hey, no. What's it going to add up to? Let's see. And 5 is 7, and 40. 47 and 5 is 52. It works. So Shem 52 is the numerical value of the word behema. So with the name 45, which is ma, higher than what we understand, we extract the sparks of godliness from the things in the world symbolized by behema. And our connection with the things of the world is our nefesh bahamis, our animal soul. So how do you make the animal soul into a godly soul? With Shema. Shema transforms the ban into part of something holy. Okay, so now take a look at page 69. What is Chachma? Chachma is called koyach ma, the power of ma, the power of what is. Bottom 69. So when you are thinking about something, you're using these powers of Chachma and Bina. Chachma is inspiration. Bina is understanding, analyzing, getting a grasp on it. So through concentrating on an idea, we bring this concentration, with concentration, we bring this idea from the potential into reality in the intellectual world. That a person meditates in his mind, and his mind is his seichel. Seichel is intellect. L'havin davar la'ashura mitayt davar. What does Bina do? Bina enables you, by understanding one thing, to figure out the second thing. Like in mathematics or science. You understand one principle, and if you understand this one principle, now you can understand the second principle, which you wouldn't figure out by yourself. But now you figure it out because you understand the first principle. So Bina connects one idea with a second idea. That's another aspect of Bina. That's analysis and application. So gesund. In order to understand the thing perfectly. And turn to page 70. Li'umka, to understand it in depth. So he also, I see here in the notes, that he brings down the idea of making comparisons, metaphors, stories, telling a story like the story I told you yesterday. Remember about the lady who nudged her husband. He was not a Hasidic kind of guy, and they had no money. They had to marry. They were going to get thrown out of their house. And she said, go to the Baal Shem Tov. He didn't want to go, but he had no choice. He had to marry off his daughter, and he was going to be out of his house and home. So he went, and the Baal Shem Tov said, you're going to meet a goy, a non-Jewish person. He's going to sell you something, buy it. Don't even ask what it is. He said, this makes no sense. You Hasidim, you're as bad as everything that they say about you. You're all a bunch of kooks. And what happens? And on Sunday, go for a stroll, and this is what you should do. And it happens. You know, more extraordinary things than that like that happen in our lives all the time. And we just don't think about it, that it's really coming, that there's a source. I mean, I told you the story about Woolstone, this guy from Australia, that the Baba Rebbe in Borough Park told him, can you help us find a girl from our community? She ran away. She ran away. We think she's in Australia. He said, Rabbi, Australia's a very big place. You have any idea? No, I'm not. Ask the Lubavitcher Rebbe. The Lubavitcher Rebbe just asked him, how is he going to Australia? Is he going with the Qantas Airlines, or is he going with Pan Am Airlines? And then he asked him, which is the flight number. He said, good, so you're going to lose a day because you're going across the date line. And you'll spend Shabbos in Melbourne. And then you're going to go, then after Shabbos, you're going to go to Sydney because that's where you live. Good, should be with a bracha, and that's all he said. So what's he supposed to do? He doesn't know what he's supposed to do. So the Baal Shem Tov said, go, you're going to see a goy, buy from him what he's going to offer you, don't ask questions, give me. So in the story, he has one coin in his pocket. He gives him the one coin he has. What happens in our story of Mr. Woolstone, Pinchas Woolstone? He lives here in the community. He told me the story himself.
Wow.
It's not a Baba Maisi, though, but a lot of stories have big, long beards, even white beards. This is a real story from a real person. He told me the story. We were standing at a bus stop waiting for a bus to Montreal. He was traveling and I was sending a box. In the meantime, I said, I hear this story about the amazing story. He says, yes. He tells me the story. He gets on the plane and his seat is beside a lady. She introduces herself to him. She's not Jewish. She says, I see you're Jewish. I'm not. I'm Greek Orthodox. My grandfather established the Greek Orthodox Church here in Australia. Very nicely dressed lady. She says she has a chain of 10 ladies' stores in different cities. Partway through the flight, when they're almost getting to Sydney, it's like an hour flight, like from going from here to Buffalo. She says, tell me, if in your religion, if somebody, your religious beliefs, if somebody, he's a beard and yarmulke, he's a Baal Tshuva, but he wears a beard and a hat now. And his profession is crisis intervention. You know, when families are in crisis, they call somebody to please make shalom, save them. That's his job, the psychologist. Do you accept them back? She says. Of course, he says. A Jewish person is always Jewish. Even they leave the religion, they remain Jewish. She said, well, I think one of your communities in one of my stores, a young lady from your community from Brooklyn. He starts to shake. What's going on? She says, are you all right? He said, I'm just overwhelmed. She says, why? He tells her the whole story. He's looking for this girl. He doesn't know how many leads. And here you're sitting beside me on the plane telling me you know where she is. And so she starts to shake. She says, Rabbi, I'll do anything to help you. I'll give you money. I'll get you a place to stay. I'll get you a car. He said, I don't need any of these things. Thank God I have, but I just need directions. Where do I go? Well, in those days, Sydney was on the coast, farthest away from Melbourne was Sydney. Now, after that, there was another resort city called, it starts with a B. I forget its name now. What?
Bondi? Bondi, she said.
Bondi? No, Bondi is part of Melbourne. And beyond that, there's a Kislev there now. And beyond that is Cairns. Cairns is another seaside. They're like Myrtle Beach. They're seaside resorts. People go there for the water, for the sun and the sea.
Brisbane?
Brisbane. Yeah. Who said that?
Me. I was just checking.
That's it. So beyond Sydney is Brisbane. Beyond Brisbane is Cairns. It's as far as away from Drucken as she could get. And she's in this store. So he goes to the store, he walks in, and there's this girl, and she sees him, she jumps up and says, "Did my father send you?" He says, "No, the Lubavitcher Rebbe sent you." I said, "What happened?" "The bus came in, he got on a bus." So "I gotta go." I said, "No, wait. So just as the bus was leaving, he told me very quickly, everything worked out okay. Now, there's more to the story, but the bottom line is everything worked out okay. I later found out she left Yiddishkeit altogether. She says, "If you can get me a divorce, a get, then I have nothing. Otherwise, I have nothing to say to you." She was apparently suffering an abusive situation in marriage. She ran away. And he got her, he put her in touch with the community, or he was in touch with the community. They got her a get. She came back to America. She left Yiddishkeit. She went to college to get some kind of a degree. And in the college, there was a Chabad house. So she went on Shabbos. And then the rest was history. She's now a member of the community.
So wait,
in
what
Melbourne.
was she before? She was
Bubba.
part of the bubble?
Bubba community, yeah.
Wow.
So the question is, you see, sometimes the tzaddik works in like the Baal Shem Tov. It tells this person exactly what to do. It may sound like nonsense, but if he has emunah, he listens to the tzaddik. And how did the tzaddik make this happen? How did the Baal Shem Tov make it happen? The whole story I told you yesterday. And what's the point of that story? The point of that story is how a woman, the mother, influences the son and saves the situation. Like Rivka influenced Yaakov to save the whole of Jewish history. Or the way our Rebbe works, he doesn't tell people always exactly what they have to do. He leaves it up to them just to listen to what, he gives them a hint. But still, how did the Rebbe make it happen? How did he make it happen? That he sends this guy to do a mission and doesn't give him any directions. The guy just knows that he's on the Rebbe's mission, even though the Rebbe didn't tell him. And he ends up sitting on the plane beside the person who's going to enable him to do it. So you have to know whoever you're with could be part of the mission. Whoever you meet is part of your mission. The Baal Shem Tov had to tell this guy, a non-Jewish person is going to come, he's going to sell you something, buy it, don't worry, just everything. And this saves his life. Here the Rebbe didn't tell him anything. Just he ends up beside somebody who. But sometimes Rebbe did tell people things. I know somebody in England, the Max Catch is his name, Max Catch. He was a supporter of Lubavitch. He was in the fur business. There's a certain fur, cheap fur, an animal that they trap in Canada in the wintertime, and they skin it, they take off the skin, and they make fur coats. They're not mink coats, they're not sealskin coats, they're not beautiful coats. They're very not beautiful coats, but they're warm. So for winter sports, people buy these heavy coats made of the fur. You know what the fur is called? You know what it's called, that kind of fur? Muskrat, I don't know what it is. I forget the name of the fur. So the Rebbe tells him, he's in the fur business, he should buy these furs. Tells him, you know what, it'd be a good thing for your business, buy these furs. And I'll be your partner. Wow, you'll be my partner? He said, yeah. So he reports back, he bought the furs. The Rebbe said, buy more. Didn't have any more money with him. So he calls his son in England. He says, send me money right away. And he buys furs with all the money that his son sends him. The Rebbe says, buy more. So it was telling him exactly what to do. But the challenge is he doesn't have money anymore. So he tells his son, mortgage the house. Get me money. The Rebbe said, buy more furs. And so he realizes all of the resources he has, and he buys up the whole market. He corners the market. There's no furs to be had except what he bought. He bought everything. And he's sure now the price is going to go up and he's going to be rich. What happens? Price went down. Oh no. The price went down. He said, the Rebbe, it went down. He said, hold on. Okay. The Rebbe said, hold on. And his heart is beating. And he thinks, should I sell? No, the Rebbe said, hold on. What happens? The price doesn't go up. It goes down further. Oi! Goes down even further. He's losing a fortune. He tells the Rebbe, the price went down. He says, hold on. He's very nervous. He's very, very nervous. The price goes down again, even more. He writes to the Rebbe, maybe I should sell now and we don't lose everything. The Rebbe says, hold on. And he holds on and the price goes down more. And he's really, really upset because he listened to the Rebbe and he put all his money into this one pot. And everybody knows you don't put all your money into one pot. And the pot had a leak and he's losing everything. Oh, he's so nervous, so upset. And he's like, please, Rebbe, give us a bracha. A little bit, it should go back up. We'll save something. The Rebbe doesn't answer. And lo and behold, in the length of days, more time passes and it starts to inch back up again. He's excited. He writes to the Rebbe, should we sell now? It's starting to go up. The Rebbe says, hold on. And it keeps on inching up, and he wants to sell. Finally gets to the break-even point. He's ready to sell, get his money back. The Rebbe says, hold on. And it comes out, the market changes. There's a tremendous demand for this kind of fur, and he's the only one who has it. He's cornered the market. He makes, in the end, a fortune. He makes one. But you see, just like this guy, his wife sent him to listen to the Baal Shem Tov, and the Baal Shem Tov told him things that were absolutely crazy, but he had to listen. And if he listened, it worked out. And he became rich. And the Ports took him out of jail and gave him a rent-free forever. And he became his best friend. His whole life was set up forever. So the same thing here. He became fabulously wealthy. He gave a lot of money to establish the Cheder in London as a result. And he was set up for life. And he says, okay, Rebbe, I'm ready to do another deal with you. Should we go into partnership again? The Rebbe said, no, you're not a strong enough partner. He said, you're a weak partner. The Rebbe had to hold his hand the whole time. Hold on. Okay, so you see different styles and different approaches. The bottom line is you have to have a lot of emunah. You have to have faith in the tzaddik. Absolute, complete faith in the tzaddik. That you know 100% that whatever he's telling you is the right thing to do. You look at Yitzchak tied up hand and feet on the altar, and Abraham is standing over him with the knife, and he's ready to cut, and he's trembling for fear, but he believes that his father's doing the right thing, because his father is so committed to godliness. Okay. So this is the idea of das. Das is when you connect to the idea that much that you hold on to it for dear life. So that's Chochmah Bina Das. And when, now just to sum up quickly, one line, bottom page 72, 71, when a person will think with the powers in his mind of Chochmah and Bina, and what is it? What are we supposed to think about? Well, we're going to start there tomorrow. We're up to page where it says 26 Kislev, page 71. We're going to continue from there tomorrow. Now that I know how the brain works, what am I supposed to think about? I used to have a teacher who wasn't Jewish. He used to smile and laugh and say to us, young people nowadays want to be free to think. They forget about the fact that they need to have information to think about. Okay. A lot of girls missing today. Thank you all very much, girls. Thank you.